Boker Tov Yeladim. Boker Tov Yeladim.
Shalom, Rabbi. Shalom, Rabbi.
All right, let's start off our day with some prayer, some Shema, and 10 Commandments. Let's start out with Allie Mae today. Allie Mae, short hair girl. Pray for us. Shema and the 10 Commandments in English.
Thank you, Lord, for this day, and thank you for letting us have another day of life. And thank you for letting us be able to get together and have this class so that we can learn. In Yeshua's name, I pray, Amen. Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam Vayed. Hear Israel, the Lord our God is one God. In Hebrew or English?
Spanish. English.
I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Do not have any other gods before my face. Do not use the Lord's name in vain. Keep the Shabbat holy. Honor your mother and father. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie. And do not covet.
Everybody give Allie Mae the wiggly fingers, the wiggly fingers, wiggly fingers, wiggly fingers. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, Yadiel, you better practice the 10 Commandments because you're going to do it tomorrow. Okay, have Grandma help you there. All right. All right, so we're starting Parasha number 16 this week. We're doing number 16, Beshalach. We're in Shemot, chapter 13 through chapter 17. A lot of big information. Big information. All right. Who wants to read? That's very good. Hand up. All right, left. Read verse 29.
Go. But the people of Israel walked on dry ground in the sea, with the water walled up for them on their right and their left.
How do you walk on dry ground in the sea?
Well, quickly.
Well,
Quickly.
well, you're in the sea. Isn't the sea wet?
Well, God, well, oh. God basically blew the sea softly with his lips because he couldn't go like, or else you would see,
All the water flew
and then a
out.
puddle of water in the sky flying away.
I'm following straight into Egypt.
So basically, what would happen is that God, he blew from his lips very softly. And it basically, what I'm thinking, it split the waters and at the same time dried the ground.
So the next day, what happened?
But the next day, Moshe raised his staff, and then what God what God did was he did another blow from his lips. I think it was an east wind.
I don't know. I forgot, but
I don't know, any wind. I don't know.
anyway, what happened?
But it closed up, and then all the people of Israel got flooded. I mean, not flooded. All the people of Egypt got flooded. And since it was a very fast, probably was a very fast, probably was 70 miles per hour. I don't know. But but with a lot of force, it drowned the people of Egypt.
Okay, that was interesting, Lev. Let's see here. That was a good description, Lev. Let's go to Kevin. 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 How did the Israelites walk on dry ground in the sea?
Because God split the waters.
What do you mean God
What do you
split
mean
the
God
water?
split? Moshe, God helped God split the waters.
How do you split
How
water?
do you split water?
Do you use a knife?
Do you use a knife? By the wind.
Is wind
Is wind?
sharp, Kevin?
Wind sharp, Kevin? No.
How does the wind cut
How does the wind cut the water?
Kevin's gone silent.
Kevin's gone silent.
Let's see. Let's
Let's
ask
see. Let's ask
Yadiel.
Yadiel.
Your mic is like echoing.
Oh, that was the lemmas.
What was the question?
Well, what did I ask Lev and what did I ask Kevin?
Like about the water.
Yeah, how did the people of Israel walk on dry ground in the sea? Like, have you ever gone to the ocean?
Because God made a line that like the water won't go there. That line.
But it said they're in the sea. Have you ever gone to the ocean?
Yeah.
When you step into the water, you're in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Isn't the water at the bottom of your feet?
What you saying? At the bottom of what?
Like you go into the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And the waves are coming, right?
Mhm.
And you're in the water. Is the feet still by is the water still by your feet?
Yeah.
Well, how would the Israelites walk on dry ground in the sea? They're in the sea.
But like I said, God made a line that like blocked the water from going there.
How did he do that?
Uh. mm, Like what is power?
With his power?
That he has. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's think about this. Let's go to Yeshua. Yeshua's going to be making a big yawn. Yeshua Lara. How did the Israelites walk? How did the Israelites walk on dry ground in the sea?
Maybe he maybe he did like he just blowed the ground. He just like blowed the ground with his mouth, and then he just dried the ground with his mouth with like blowing it.
Explain that to me, Yeshua. Like they're in the water. They're in the sea, and explain how God is doing that.
He just blows. He just blows. He blows super strong, and then the water split open, and the people could walk on dry ground.
Well, doesn't he have to keep blowing for the water to stay where it is? And when that knocked the people over, Yeshua?
No, maybe he put the two pieces of glass. Maybe he put pieces of glass, and then the people could walk, and then the people could walk. And when the Egyptians come, he takes the two pieces of glass, and then the water takes them away.
Oh, so you're saying he blows the water and then he puts glass there so the people could walk. The glass is going to hold back the water?
Yes, maybe. And then when he takes the two pieces of glass, the Egyptians will die in the water.
Well, that's very interesting, Yeshua. That's an interesting idea. Okay, let me ask, let's go over to Marley. Where's Riette this morning? She's sitting somewhere else? Oh, she's sitting below you. So we see the empty chair, but we don't see Riette. Marley, who's got her hat on this morning? Marley.
Yay.
How did the Israelites walk on dry ground while they're in the sea?
Well, I remember somewhere in the Bible, I think, that it said that he used his hand. God used his hand to separate the waters. Somewhere.
Doesn't the water come back after? How do you hold water in your hand?
No, I mean, like, he did this with both hands and then spread it out.
So he's keeping his hands there while the Israelites walk in the sea?
On the ground underneath the sea, yes.
On the ground underneath the sea. He's in the wait. Explain it to me a little bit more, Marley.
Like,
You had an interesting thing with the glass.
instead of the glass, he used his hands.
So God is going like this. He goes like this and he holds the water. Does the water just slip through your hands? Have you ever tried that?
I've been able to block it before with my hand.
Okay, so today I want you to go into the sink. Fill the sink up with water and see if you could block it with your hand. Fill it up 6 inches with water in the sink, and I guess your hand's about maybe 4 inches high. Measure your hand. Put a ruler right next to your hand, and then fill the sink up with water. Make sure the water is not going down the drain, and see if you can hold the water back.
I don't know if Mom will allow.
Well, it's in the sink. What do you think, Briette? How do you think the Israelites walked on dry ground in the sea?
I agree with me and Love because the fact I would think that maybe he like blew on it because like sometimes like when I was younger I would like blow on my water and it would make like this whole effect and I'd like play with it and blow at it.
But didn't as soon as you stop blowing the water, didn't it come back?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had to blow pretty hard to move the water, right?
Yeah. Kind
So
of.
if God is blowing the water to move it back, don't you think he would knock over the people?
Well, I mean, he's God. He can do whatever.
I know he can do whatever, but we have to think of this. So you're saying he's. So now you're an Israelite trying to walk against God's bad breath.
Yeah, never mind then.
Would you get knocked over too?
Well, he's kind of spiritual too.
Well, yeah, but it still doesn't help me understand how the water's staying over there, and
Yeah.
I'm walking, where he blew the. Okay, the water blows away, and then okay, even if he blows it sideways, so let's say you're walking this way, and he's blowing that way. Okay, so now you're gonna get blown right into the water.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. Let's. Mia's wiggling her piano fingers.
I have a scripture pulled up where it says that the Lord had split the water. He didn't use his hand. In Exodus 14 verse 21, it says, Moshe reached his hand out over the sea, and Jehovah caused the sea to go back before a strong east wind all night. He made the sea become dry land, and its water was divided in two. So all night he allowed a strong east wind to blow on the water. But it was strong enough to pull the sea back and make it dry, and make the land dry, so that people can cross.
Okay, now you've confused me more. Because if he's blowing from the east, how does the sea split in two?
It depends where the sea was facing. I don't know. Maybe say the sea was like this, like vertical wise. Like in the map, let's say it was vertical wise. Yeah, from north to south. And then there's east and then there's west. So what's gonna be next is that the wind from the east is gonna blow this way. Means it's gonna make it's probably gonna make like an indent in the water, therefore pushing it back. Just
Wait,
think about it when you have a glass of water. Think when you have a glass of water, and then you look at it and you start blowing into it. Don't you make like a little indent, I guess you'd say? But then when you stop, it blows back because our breath is not strong enough. But with God, all things are possible. So he caused the strong east wind to blow. And remember, it says blowing all night. I can't blow for all night. Cutting the sea in half.
okay, so let's picture this. This is north. North is up here. South is down there. West is over here. East is over here. So the wind is coming this way, and it's gonna blow down the middle. Blow down the middle. No help from parents.
Aw. Yeah, it could be maybe not split down the middle. I don't know what. We need to find a map of the Reed Sea, of where the Reed Sea is, and then we'll figure it out.
And okay, all right. These are good thoughts. Okay, okay. Brian, help me out here. We've got some interesting ideas, Brian. Brian there today? There's Mr. Brian. So the Israelites walked on dry ground in the sea. How are they walking on dry ground, Brian? Help me out here, Mr. Teenager.
Because there was land in the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, I know there's land at the bottom of the sea,
bottom
but
of the sea, but
they're in the sea.
they're in the sea.
Where did the water
Where
go?
did the water go?
Parted it.
Well,
He split the sea.
how did he split the
How
sea?
did he split the sea?
The east wind.
Okay, so the east
Okay,
wind.
so the east wind.
Okay, so you're
Okay,
walking
so you're walking
north to
north to
south to north.
south to north.
The east wind is
The
blowing.
east wind is blowing.
So as soon as you hit that
As
east
soon as
wind,
you hit that east wind,
knocked over into the
knock
water.
over into the water.
No, because if the east wind blew, you could have been flying. It could have been God's hand that split it.
But you just said it was an
You
east
just said it was
wind.
an east wind.
Um, the east wind blew.
North,
North,
west.
west.
So the waters
So the
north.
waters north.
Winds coming.
Winds
this
coming
way.
this way.
Once you, as soon as
Once
you
you,
hit
as
that
soon as you
wind,
hit the wind,
it's strong enough to blow.
strong enough to blow
away.
away.
Once you get
Yes.
knocked.
Once you get knocked into the water.
No, because where they're going is east. Because the wind is blowing in the east, it'll be blowing in the east. But they're not going to north south.
It said the wind.
It said the wind
came from the east.
came from the east.
Came from the west and
Came
blew.
from the west and blew east.
Yeah, because they're going to the west or east. They're not going to the north or south.
Okay, so.
Okay, so
wouldn't you have to walk through
you
the
have to
wind?
walk through the wind?
Yes, because you're going straight. You're going to the east. You're not going to the north or south.
Confusing me, Brian.
Confusing me, Brian.
All right, let's go.
Let's go over to
Junior. What do
Junior.
you,
What do you,
how they walking in the sea on dry ground?
Ooh, well, to me, I feel like it wouldn't be possible if you were blue, unless like he like somehow managed to extend his mouth so it's like a rectangle. So when it blows down, it just separates the water. But instead, really, I just feel like it's if he grabbed like somewhat of a wall, something like that, like a wall, because you can't. I can't imagine like even if you were to put like your hands in the water, unless you have like your hands really tight down, it's gonna some water is gonna split out. So I just feel like it's something somewhat of a wall that's blocking the water, so they could walk through.
Okay, that's pretty good thought, Junior. Pretty good. Pretty good thinking there. Let's go over to Puzzle Cube. Puzzle Cube. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that that is probably, that the Lord blocking it, separating it with, like with his hands.
Separating with his hand, but the people of Israel walk on dry ground in the sea. So explain that to me, Adrian.
Yeah,
Explain how it's scientific. You're a scientific sort of guy. Let's think this through. Let's think how you would explain it logically.
okay. Well, the idea of wind is probably the most likely in that case. They're walking through the sea, after all. Something like this has never happened before. And it probably won't happen again.
Well, explain how it happened the first time. You're a pretty smart cookie. You think you're pretty smart. So explain it to me. We're trying to use our brains and think of this logically, and how they're walking on. People are saying the wind was blowing, but the wind that's going to blow 3,000 feet of water out of the way. It's going to be a pretty strong wind, and if you Adrian walked in that wind, you'd probably get knocked over.
God created wind? Wind from God?
Yeah, he blew the water back. Well, he strong east wind, so it's coming from the east, so it's blowing westward,
Mm.
and it split the sea. It's got to be a pretty strong wind, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's gonna make a lot of noise, don't you think?
I mean, most likely, yeah. All this stuff on both sides, you probably see a lot of sea life.
Yeah, imagine the fish getting blown out of the ocean,
Yeah.
the whale coming out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Would it blow you over also?
No.
Maybe a
No.
narwhal will come out, a narwhal.
No.
That's completely ridiculous. Let's go to another person that might be able to give us a completely ridiculous answer. Allie Mae. She's completely ridiculous. She's so ridiculous. Allie Mae, how are the Israelites walking on dry ground in the ocean or in the sea?
Well, let's see. Um, I think that there had to be something blocking the water.
Okay, like a piece of glass, like Yeshua. That was a pretty interesting one. Like a piece of glass, like the Lord put a piece of glass there, like bottle or something. He blocked it. Bottle of glass or something like that, right? That what you're thinking?
Well, no, it's not that in particular. I'm just thinking something to block the water.
Okay, what, a tree, a narwhal?
No. Maybe, like a piece of like this big, I was thinking like a big piece of like plastic or wood.
So a gigantic piece of wood that he got from Home Depot, puts there, and then the wood's gonna hold up 3,000 feet of water. Pretty big piece of wood, man.
That'd be pretty thick.
Pretty thick too, yeah. And that's a lot of water. And the narwhal's gonna try to get through that wood.
There's no narwhal.
Huh? There's no narwhals? That's completely ridiculous.
No, I know there's such thing as them, but like they're not there at that point right there.
Why isn't the narwhal there?
Oh, because um
Don't they live in the sea?
somewhere else in the ocean and not in the sea.
But it's 3,000 feet of water, and narwhal's gonna.
Narwhals live in the ocean and not in the sea. Well,
All right, forget about the narwhal.
okay.
How's the water staying there?
It's gotta be some kind of like barricade or block or something. Like, something to hold it up.
So you're thinking it's sort of like a dam or something, like an instant blow up dam. The Lord had a big blow up dam, and he goes, all of a sudden, boom, a dam.
I guess.
Okay. Hi. Hi. So it's fun to think about this, everybody, because it gets your mind thinking of how could something like this be done. And it's what we're doing is problem solving. Okay. Getting your minds to think because you're young and maybe you want to go into certain profession or something like that where you got to think. Okay. Like, how do you think about, like, you're trying to say you want to work in medicine, so you want to save somebody that's sick, so you got to think, how do I solve this problem? Or you want to build, you like cars, and you want to build a new car engine that doesn't use gasoline, so you got to think, how do I fix this problem? Or um, you want to shoot bows and arrows, and you're shooting crooked, okay? Or you're not shooting far enough. You go, how do I fix this problem? Okay? So it's good to learn how to think and to say, okay, we got this sentence here, but the people of Israel walked on dry ground in the sea. Water walled up for them on the right and on the left. Okay, so the Lord blows a wind and, like, okay, well, okay. And then it's walled up. So Ali Mae says, maybe a gigantic piece of wood or a gigantic narwhal. Yeshua said maybe a glass. Marley was saying maybe he's using his hands. Okay. Lev's saying he's blowing it, but how's it staying there? If he's blowing out that 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 much water, how's it staying there and not knocking the people over? Okay. So it's good to think, to imagine. Imagination is good. Okay. Imagination is the mother of invention. Okay. And you guys all have imaginations, and it's good to use your imagination to try to think of, well, we can make something better. Okay. Well, if we did this, if we make electric car, but electric car, but it makes its own power by putting magnets on the wheels, and the wheels turn and it causes to make electricity, and then you can be charging the battery as you're driving, so it could be making its own power. It's thinking is good. So when we read the scriptures, sometimes God wants us to imagine, like, how did God do that? Okay. All right. So now we come back to why he did it, as we hear the vacuum on top of my head. Okay. Who wants to read besides Lev and Mia? Verse 4. Anybody want to read? Yadiel. Read Exodus, Shemot 4, verse 4.
I will make Pharaoh so hard-hearted that he will pursue them. Thus I will win glory for myself at the expenses of Pharaoh and all of his army. And the Egyptians will realize at last that I am Adonai. The people did as ordered.
Very good, Yadiel. Okay, mute yourself. Okay. So now we got to make sure that we all know what certain words mean. Okay, so we're going to start with the younger ones. We're going to start with Riet this time. What does the word pursue? Pursue. Pursue. What does the word pursue mean?
I guess it's like to chase after.
Like to chase after?
I guess it is to chase after.
What do you mean? Pharaoh put on his sneakers and ran after Moses?
Well, he didn't really. I don't think they had sneakers then. They probably just just on their chariots and then just rode.
Gotta get closer to the mic, hon.
They probably just like got in their chariots and rode to Moses.
Okay, that's a pretty good definition. Let's go over to Yeshua. What does the word pursue mean, Yeshua? Pursue. P-U-R-S-U-E. P-U-R-S-U-E.
I'm behind somebody, like when you're angry and somebody is trying to hurt you. Somebody's trying to hurt you, and you guys are and the other person is running.
So you're running after somebody?
Yes.
All right, that's pretty good.
Like I was chasing a rabbit at Rabbi Wiz's house. When it was Shabbat, I was chasing a rabbit. Shabbat? What was Shabbat?
Did you catch the rabbit and cut his tail off?
No, he was too fast, and he went where those tall grass is. He went where the tall grass is.
So you were running after the rabbit, so you were pursuing him. Very good, Yeshua. Michael, what does the word pursue mean? P-U-R-S-U-E. P-U-R-S-U-E. Michael.
To capture them.
Well, that would be capture.
Capture.
What does pursue
What does
mean?
pursue mean?
Michael. You've slipped quite a
You've
deal.
slipped quite a deal.
All right, Jeanette, what does
Jeanette, what does it mean?
To go after.
to go after somebody goes to the,
Somebody goes to the,
you go into the bathroom.
you go into the bathroom, so
No, like for example, like a dream you have, like something you want to be when you get older, so you have to pursue after it, try to be better.
That's an interesting way.
that's an interesting way of looking.
Very good, Jeanette.
Very good, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Okay, let me go over to the
Okay,
audience.
let me go over to the audience.
What does the word
What does
pursue
the
mean?
word pursue mean?
Unmute yourself.
Pursue means like to catch something and try to like catch something like to have it.
Give me an example. Yeah.
Like you're gonna catch something, so like let's say the criminal broke out of jail and police officers are looking for him. That's try to look for something, trying to catch it or something.
Very good. Very good example. Okay, mute yourself. All right, so very good example to chase after, Michael, to run after. Jeanette had a good example to pursue your dreams, to go after your dreams. Very good. Very good. Okay, so now we got to understand why Pharaoh is pursuing the Israelites. Okay, now we're going to go to Adrian. Adrian, What does the word hard-hearted mean? H-A-R-D-H-E-A-R-T-E-D. Hard-hearted.
It means that you want to do what you want to do, and you're not going to listen to other people. You're going to do what you want to do, but not what they want to do.
Are you hard-hearted?
I'm a little stubborn, yeah.
Well, what's the difference between stubborn and hard-hearted?
Well, hard-hearted, it's a bit more severe. Your refusal to do anything else. You are determined on this one thing. It's basically just that you're intensely stubborn.
You're
It's
intensely.
very stubborn.
So hard-hearted is intensely stubborn. Okay, that's a pretty good example. Lev, what does hard-hearted mean? Hard-hearted. Lev or baloney?
So hard-hearted means that like when you like when someone tells you to do something but you don't want to do it, like you're stubborn. And what stubborn means, like a stubborn donkey, take for example. A donkey, sometimes it has these attitudes that it does not want to move until you have to, and then you have to whip it or something. Like in Balaam and Balak.
Balaam had to beat a donkey.
Okay, very good example. Balaam and Balak, a donkey. Doesn't want to move. Okay. Marley, what is hard-hearted?
Stubborn.
Are you hard-hearted?
Not really.
What do you mean not really? You either are or are not.
Most of the time, no.
What?
Most of the time, no.
So 94% of the time, no, but 6% of the time, yes.
Yeah?
How does somebody become hard-hearted? Like, how does that 6% happen to you?
I think that I'm right and they're wrong.
So Adrian's wrong all the time and you're right all the time?
No.
You're just right 6% of the time and Adrian's right 94% of the time.
Oh.
How does this hard-heartedness happen, though? So I'm trying to understand so we can understand verse 4. Because, Jehovah said, I'll make Pharaoh so hard-hearted that he will pursue them. Thus I will win glory for myself at the expense of Pharaoh and all his army. And the Egyptians will realize at last that I am Jehovah. The people did as ordered.
Yes.
How do you become hard-hearted?
You think that you're right and you won't listen to the other person's thoughts. You think that you're right and they're wrong.
The Pharaoh thought he was right and God was wrong?
Yes, and another one is you don't listen to the other people with their words, and you don't care about the consequences. You just
So 6% of the time you don't care about the consequences?
no, not really.
It's more like 10% of the time?
No.
All right, Mia's gonna wear herself out over there. She's wiggling her, she's not just wiggling her piano fingers. She's waving her whole arm. So we're gonna go to Mia, then Allie Mae.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is that
Stubborn doesn't. People are confusing with the word stubborn, confusing stubborn with hard-hearted. But it's different. Stubborn and hard-hearted are different things. They may lead to being hard-hearted may lead to being stubborn, but the definition of hard-hearted would be that you really don't have any feelings toward anyone. Like you don't show mercy to anyone. Pharaoh, he wasn't showing mercy to the people of Israel when he treated them harshly. And also that led him to being very bad to the people and leading to not doing what the Lord said. But the reason Pharaoh became hard-hearted was because the Lord did it, because he was going glory for himself, and to show that who was really God, and that he was more powerful than Pharaoh, who thought he was a god. So technically, hard-hearted is not stubborn, but when you are unmerciful or pitiless, it means that you don't feel bad for anyone or something like that. Whatever you do, you don't regret anything you do. You just do it. You don't care about anyone. That's the part when it comes in that you should have said. The love of many people will grow cold because of increased distance from Torah.
So that's the difference between stubborn and hard-hearted. There's major difference or a minor difference?
I don't know whether to say major or minor, but I know there's a difference.
All right, let's see what Allie Mae thinks. Allie Mae, what is hard-hearted? Is there a difference between stubborn and hard-heartedness? And what is hard-heartedness?
Well, from what I can tell, it's got some difference, but not very much. Because hard-hearted means to be like to like what everybody else said, like that he thinks he's right and that other person is wrong, and that he knows whatever he wants to do is right, and that he knows everything.
So what's the difference between that and stubborn?
Well, stubborn would be about the same thing.
So do you think they're both words are synonymous, or they're not the same?
Well, they're not synonymous, but I just can't think of something that would be different between them right this. I know they're different in a way, but I just can't think of one.
Okay, well that's pretty good. Let's go to one more person. Let's go to Junior. Junior, what do you think hard-hearted is? Explain to me hard-hearted.
As if it's, to me, I feel like as if it's hard to, like, when, like, it's hard to persuade you into doing something. When you're hard-hearted, you don't really care or, think of other people's opinions as, your opinion's only right. So it's harder for someone to say to you that something's wrong, and you don't think that it's not wrong. So hard-hearted is like, it doesn't get to you. It's hard to get into you to persuade something.
What's the difference between hard-hearted and stubborn then?
Stubborn's more as I don't, like, you don't really want to do what other people want to do. You want to do what you want to do, and you want to have it right. Well, as hard-hearted is you are difficult to try to be like, like do something. Someone tries to tell you something like, oh, we should do this. You're you don't think is not good for you. It's not right. You think that it's not good, so you're gonna be like, oh, that's not how it's supposed to go, because you're not really thinking that their idea is good.
All right. So that's pretty good. All right, Junior, yourself. Okay. So hard-hearted is not willing to even have a discussion about a topic. Listen up, Marley. And Allie Mae, listen up. Hard-hearted is you're not willing to have a discussion. You don't care about anybody else's feelings. You don't care about what's going on with them. Stubborn is you're willing to have a discussion. Okay? You might not agree with that person, but stubborn is you don't want to move from your point, but you're willing to discuss. Hard-hearted, as we look in the picture, there's a stone around your heart, meaning nothing can penetrate. Okay? You're not willing to even discuss what's going on. So Jehovah says, I will make Pharaoh so hard-hearted that he will pursue them. He's going to chase after them. Thus I will win glory for myself at the expense of Pharaoh and all his army. And the Egyptians will realize at last that I am Jehovah. People did as ordered. Okay, so in this first part that we're looking at, okay, Jehovah, Pharaoh's not listening at all. Adrian, why isn't Pharaoh listening?
He's stuck in his belief. He doesn't care. He just wants them back. He wants revenge on them for everything. I mean, when
But
you want revenge,
there's been 10 plagues.
yeah. I mean,
He's losing the fight?
yeah. You'd think that he'd probably give up because it's kind of clear that he's probably not gonna make it out alive if he continues.
But he's seen 10 things, 5 and 5, 10. 10 things, and then even the death of his son. He's seen hail come down from heaven, locusts, all the sickness, all this crazy stuff. Why does he make his hard heart instead of yielding to God?
Well, I mean, if we look at this, it looks like God is the one making him hard-hearted to show the Egyptians that he is the true God, the true one that they should follow. He's bringing them to follow him.
How is that going to work?
He's trying to leave an impression so that they will see that he is the true God and that their gods are powerless.
Interesting. Let's see. Let's go over to Jennifer. I haven't heard from Jennifer today. Jennifer, why is Pharaoh so hard-hearted? He's seen 10 signs and wonders. How do you stay hard-hearted after seeing so much?
He thought that he was more powerful than God, that the God of Israel. And he thought he was more powerful.
But he's seen 10 things.
10 things. And he still didn't want to listen either.
Okay. Let me go over to Marley. How is this going to win glory for God by destroying Pharaoh and his army? How are the people of Egypt going to want to worship Jehovah?
Well, the Egyptians see Pharaoh as a god among all the others. I don't know them now, but if God beats Pharaoh, which is, like I said, he To everybody else, he represents a god to their religion. But if Jehovah beats beats Pharaoh, then maybe the rest of the Egyptians will believe in God.
So this is a battle of the gods.
You could say that.
And then the one who wins, everybody's going to worship the one who wins.
Maybe not everybody, but most of them, hopefully.
What do you think, Riette? Is Marley like making up this gigantic story?
Well, sort of.
How is Jehovah going to win glory for himself by beating Pharaoh and his army? How are the Egyptians now going to worship God of Abraham?
Because Yehovah is like proving his that he is mighty and he is superior. And then maybe the Egyptians will realize that their gods are fake.
So they're going to realize their God's fake because there was a war of the gods. The God of heaven destroyed the God of Egypt, and the people are going to bow down to the Egyptians are now going to bow down to God, the God of heaven.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Some are pretty stubborn.
People are stubborn?
Some people.
They're hard-hearted?
Some people, yes.
You know anybody like that?
Well, I don't. For some reason, I just don't remember all the
You got to get
times.
near the microphone.
For some reason, I just don't remember all the times when like people I know have been hard-hearted.
Are you hard-hearted?
A little bit, yeah.
Like 4% of the time?
Probably a little bit more.
18%.
Maybe. Kind of. It's kind of hard for me to estimate.
So how does this come and go?
Well, I guess it depends on what mood I've had.
So it all depends what side of the bed you wake up on?
Kind of. Well, if you say it like an expression.
If you wake up on the left side of the bed, you're going to be hard-hearted. If you wake up on the right side of the bed, you're going to be nice today.
Hey, sleeping on my left side is pretty comfortable.
Okay, well, everybody's got their side to sleep on. All right, well, that's our class today. Okay, so this is the beginning of our lesson about hard-hearted, about walking through the water, through the sea on dry ground, and how that happened so that we can get some of our imagination going. Okay, let me get you all on my screen to see who's going to have the honor of closing us in prayer. 1 second here. Let me get you all on my screen. All right, I got you all on my screen. Allie Mae.
Eight.
Yep. Leveroni.
I would pick 10.
Nope. Yadiel. Unmute yourself.
5.
Nope. Marley.
7.
Nope. Riette.
3.
Nope. Yeshua.
9.
What did you say?
9.
You are correct.
Thank you, Lord, for this day, for giving us. Please help us for we know more. In Yeshua's name, Amen.
Short prayer this morning. All right, shalom, chickens.
Please pray